All right, thank you, Connor. Boy, it is a pleasure to be back here at my alma mater on the Notre Dame Day broadcast for another year of inspiring stories and fascinating guests. Our next guest has become renowned for his expertise in sports science and athletic development. His career has included work with the San Francisco 49ers, the Orlando Magic, the Kansas City Royals as well, where he served as the organization's director of performance science and player development before making the move to here at Notre Dame in 2022. He now serves as the Pat and Jana Eilers Associate Athletics Director of Sports Performance, Dr. John Wagle. Welcome to Notre Dame Day.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Leanne.
Okay, first and foremost, I have to ask you about this brand new state-of-the-art sports performance center that's being built. This is a big deal, being billed as one of the best in the nation.
Yeah, I think it's an exciting day for Notre Dame athletics for a lot of reasons. As Pete mentioned, it gives us the best trio of football facilities in the country between our stadium, our indoor, and now with Shields Hall. But from the sports performance perspective, when it's all said and done between Shields Hall and Goog renovations, we'll have nearly 250,000 square feet to better support our student athletes. And so for all of those reasons and many more, we're really grateful to Jack and Kathy Shields for their generosity and many others.
Yeah, this is something that will impact athletes, the current athletes, probably recruiting as well, but also all the behind-the-scenes people who take part in the athletic world.
Absolutely.
Tell us more about what we can expect.
Yeah, I think with that new facility and with Shields Hall, we will be able to not only advance our holistic care, whether it's in nutrition or sports medicine or strength conditioning, but we'll also be able to partner more broadly and be a more viable partner to Notre Dame research and many others on campus, because we would be remiss if we didn't work with all the wonderful people that are at this university.
What does it mean to be the director of sports performance? Explain that role.
Yeah, I have three primary areas that I work. The first is always our North Star, and that's to really team up with over 50 practitioners from a variety of disciplines, and my role is to really be the thread between all of those areas that are direct student-athlete facing support. But the second and third buckets always direct back to that North Star, but they are to grow the knowledge base of health and human performance through partnerships with the Academy, and they are to be really good stewards of the partnerships and what kind of ideas and innovation we can take from our external partners like Under Armour and Gatorade.
Yeah, you explained a lot of this. When most people think of sports performance, I think they might think strength training or running laps, but there's much more that falls under that umbrella. Kind of explain that to us.
Yeah, so our verticals carry a lot of breadth, obviously, to support our student athletes, whether it's psychology services, which is both clinical support and performance support. Our nutrition services are very similar in that regard. Sports medicine includes physical therapists, athletic trainers, fellowship-trained physicians. Strength conditioning, obviously, has always been a part of it, but that's carried a lot more sophistication in recent years of how we can individualize the approaches to strength conditioning. And, of course, our Gold Center is also a huge part of our sports performance initiative. It's the living embodiment of the 4 for Forever promise. The Gold Center does a great job of providing career development, leadership development support while the kids are here. But as they transition into real life, in a sense, they're able to partner with land, again, thanks to the generosity of Jack and Kathy and Tom Carter's thought leadership. But the Gold Center does a lot to really be the glue for our student athletes and their experience.
Before you came to Notre Dame, you were working with professional athletes on a daily basis. What drew you to collegiate sports, and why Notre Dame?
I can say definitively that it's Notre Dame and not necessarily collegiate sports. Briefly, on a personal front, I'm from Illinois, from a small Irish Catholic family, and Notre Dame was always this wonderful, aspirational place to be a part of something bigger than yourself. So from a personal standpoint, it's very meaningful to be here. But John McGreevy says it really well, that Notre Dame is the greatest experiment in global higher education, and I think for us it's the greatest experiment in global sport. And so just the magnitude of the challenge and the ability to support such great young people that really try to have it all and achieve that, right? They are excellent in their community, they're excellent in academy, they're excellent in sport, they're excellent spiritually, and to be able to come in and provide that and be a small part of their journey is really what draws you to Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think a lot of people share that feeling with you about Notre Dame. It's just a special place to be.
It is.
Sports performance sounds like it's the perfect intersection between science and athletics. What efforts have been made to involve the academy through performance-related research?
Yeah, right off the bat, we were able to team up with the NFL and study hamstring injuries. And that's one of the most prevalent injuries in all of sport, regardless of whether it's football or any of our Olympic sports. And so for us, we felt that we were able to provide a lot of good to a lot of our teams and tackle one of the biggest health and performance problems in sport right off the bat, and that's a credit, really. We're only able to execute that because of the gracious partnership of Santiago Schnell and John Honstein in the College of Science and many others. But that was an early win for us right away, and since then we've actually submitted publication for 3 papers, and we've been able to grow our partnership with Jeff Rhodes in his new role as VP of Research, and we're really excited about the direction that it can go because it's going to be a big part of what we do. Curiosity for us has to be a competitive advantage, and our research partners are a really important component of that.
Sounds great, John. Thank you so much for being with us here today on this Notre Dame Day.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Leanne.
Okay, we'll take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll hear from a professor looking to innovate the field of wearable robotics. Stay tuned for that and more on this Notre Dame Day 2024.